Dear students, last time we have finished exercise 6.1. Now we are going to start exercise 6.2. Introduction we had already done. What is direct proportion and inverse proportion? When two things are changing in the same direction, they are called in direct proportion. When one amount increases and the other decreases, they are called as inverse proportion. Here we are having the exercise 6.2. First of all, there are some entries given for x and there are for y. See, when x increases, y is also increasing. Again, x is decreasing 15 to 4.5, then y is also decreasing 15 to 10.5, means x is decreasing 30 to 21, y is also decreasing. So same direction as x is changing, y is going on in the same direction. So it is case of direct proportionality. How we write it? X is directly proportional to y. This is the symbol of directly proportional. X is directly proportional to y. How to find constant of proportionality? Here we use the formula x over y. So x is 15, y is 30. Either any values you can take, 15 over 30 or 18 over 36, 4.5 over 9. Always you will get the same answer. So here we got x over y is equal to 1 by 2. That is your constant of proportionality. In second case, we have x is equal to 2. When 2 changes to 3.5, means x is increasing. See, y 28 to 16. X is increasing and y is decreasing. Again, x is increasing 2 to 4, y 28 to 14. Means x is increasing, y is decreasing. X is decreasing 2 to 0.2 and y increases from 28 to 280. So they are going on in opposite direction. X is increasing, y decreases, x is decreasing, y increases. So here it is the case of inverse proportion. How we write inverse proportion? X is inversely proportional to y. So you will take here inverse of y. Constant of proportionality to be found in the inverse proportionality, we have to multiply x and y. X multiply y will give you constant of proportionality. So here you got 56. In next sum, we are having some unknown values. Let it be a, b, c, d and e. First of all, it is given x is directly proportional to y. It means this over this is equal to this over this is equal to this over this. First take these two ratios, means 10 ratio 5 is equal to a ratio 65. Here 10 over a is equal to 5 over 65. Cross multiplying, here we can find value of a. In the same way, taking this pair with next, then taking this pair with next, and so on, you can find out all the unknown values. Come to next sum. It is given x is inversely proportional to y. So in the sum number 4, we have x is inversely proportional to y. To find missing values, what we do? See, x is inversely proportional to y. It means 45 ratio x is equal to 1 ratio 1.5 if it is a direct proportion, but it is inverse proportion. So second ratio you have to reverse. It is 1.5, but we will write 1.5 first, then write 1. Reverse the second ratio. This ratio this equal to this ratio this. 45 ratio x1 is proportional to 1.5 ratio 1. You have to reverse the second ratio. So here again first multiply last, second multiply third. Product of means is equal to product of extremes, and using the same formula you can find out the value of x, and so on you can find all the unknown values. Next we have sum number 7. Here number of diaries is given and the cost is given. 18 diaries cost rupees 802.80. What will be the cost of 26 diaries? Now think about the number of diaries and cost. More diaries means we have to give more cost. It means it is the case of direct proportion. More diaries leading to more cost, less diaries will lead to less cost. So same direction the change is there. It means it is case of direct proportion. What to do? Write the ratios directly as it is given. 18 ratio this and 26 ratio this. So here we are using again the same formula. First multiply with the last, second multiply with the third. Means product of extreme is equal to product of means. Using the formula, after simplifying it, you will get the value of x. Next come to sum number 8. Here we have ratio rate of interest given as this, and this is the interest. What is this? This is the interest on this rate of interest. We have to find at when the rate of interest is increased, what will be the interest, how much interest we will get. So when the rate of interest is increased, naturally the interest will also increase. More rate of interest will lead to more value of interest. So it is also case of direct proportion, and same as the previous sum, we can simplify it taking product of means is equal to product of extremes after writing the ratios directly. This ratio this is equal to this ratio this. Now come to next. Our next topic is proportional parts. Here the division of a given quantity into parts shall be proportional to a certain given number, that is called proportional parts. Let us see one sum, then it will be more clear. We have an amount of 3410 rupees, and we have to separate this amount into 3 parts which are proportional to 5:8:9. So our method is take sum of terms of ratio. Here it is 5, 8 and 9. Sum of these 3, it is equal to 22. So our first part, when you divide this amount into 3 parts that are proportional to this ratio, you will have first part is equal to 5 over sum of all these, that is 22. 5 over 22 multiply the given amount. Simplifying it, you will get the first part. Then second part or second share, it is equal to second term of the ratio given, that is 8 out of sum of all these, that is 22. Multiply with the total amount, you will get the second part. Similarly, you can solve third part, and here are all 3 required parts. Come to next. Sum number 11. Now the given amount is 4160, that is rupees 4160. We have to separate it among A, B and C such that 2A is equal to 3B equal to 4C. As these 3 are equal, let the 3 are equal to a constant, suppose K. It means 2A also equal to K, 3B equal to K and 4C also equal to K. So here we got A is equal to K upon 2, B equal to K upon 3 and C equal to K upon 4. Now total amount is given as 4160. So add all these 3, you get a linear equation. Solving this equation after taking LCM of these, you can simplify for K. When we get value of K, feed the value here and you can get all 3 parts of A, B and C. So here is the next important sum, that is sum number 13. We are having 3 angles of a triangle and the ratio of the angles is given as 3:7:8. So let us take first angle is equal to 3x, second angle equal to 7x and assume the third angle to be 8x. We know that sum of angles of a triangle is always 180. That is called angle sum property. So according to angle sum property, A plus B plus C equal to 180. Feed the value of A, B and C. Here we get adding these 3, 18x equal to 180. So finding x, we got here 10. Feeding this value of x in these 3, you can find out angle A, B and C as 30, 70 and 80. So here we have finished with the important sums of exercise, and now you can go through the whole exercise. If any doubts are there, you can WhatsApp me anytime, but please do proper practice and keep revising the sums for your exam. God bless you all. Thank you.